Hello guys, welcome to Easily Code channel. This is our first video from the Java playlist. As requested from one of our channel subscriber, I'll be explaining you all what is an array in the easiest way possible. So let us start. In my first video, I will explain you what is an array and what are its types. In the second video, I will explain you what are its advantages, disadvantages and its applications. And the third video, I will show you the implementation part using array. So let us move to the definition of an array. What is an array? An array is a collection of similar type of elements which have a contiguous memory location and stored with a common name. So let us see the first part of the definition. What does similar type mean? Guys, similar type means that in an array you can store a single data type value only. You cannot store multiple data type values in a single array. If you have declared an integer type array, then you can store only integer values in that array. Let us see the second part of the definition, which is what does contiguous memory mean? Guys, contiguous memory mean in a sequence or one after the other. And the last part is stored with a common name. Guys, let me explain you this point by an array declaration. Like I'm declaring an integer array and name of my array is arr equals new int and the size of my array is 10. I've declared an integer type array and it is a one-dimensional array and the name of the array is arr. Using the new keyword, I'm creating the object of this array and the size of the array is 10. So all the values that I will enter, like 10 values I will enter in this array and it will be stored with a common name that is arr. So whenever I want to access any value from the array, I will write arr and in brackets the index value. So let us see an example of one-dimensional array. Before that, let us see what are the types of an array. There are two types of array in Java, one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array. So let us see an example of one-dimensional array. Let's suppose I have few values here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I want to store it somewhere in my memory. So what can I do? I can write a Java program and I can declare an array which is an one-dimensional array and I can store all these values together and the name of my array will be num, or you can write any name here like arr. It is the common name of all these elements. On the right hand side, these are the addresses of these values in the memory. And on the right hand side, these are the indexes of this array. For value 1 in array, the index is 0. Let me write. If you want to access the first element, you will write declare array 0, and if you want to access the second element, you will write as array 1, and like this. If you want to access the last element, you have to write array name and the index value. So guys, it is not necessary that the index value of an array starts from 0. It depends upon the user that from what value you want to start your array. Suppose I will give my starting index as 100, or I can give it as 120 or 1000. So it is not necessary that it always starts from 0, but to avoid confusion, we start the array index from 0. Suppose I want to print the third element in the array, so I have to write it as array and the index value, which is 2. and it will give me the output as 3. So now let us see an example of two-dimensional array. So guys, in two-dimensional array, we store the values in a row and table format, or we can say tabular format. Sorry, row and column format, or in a tabular form like this. In this, we declare an array as, suppose, two square brackets we use, and the array name equals object using new keyword and the size of the array. Suppose here my size of the array is 5 rows and 5 columns. Okay, we can understand the two-dimensional array by taking an example of a library. Let's suppose I ask someone to pass me a book which is there on the third shelf and in the column number 2. Third shelf and column number 2, he will return me the book number 13. So if I want to print this value, I can write it as, suppose, array and third shelf second book, so it will give me the output as 13. So this was all about an array and its type. If you have any queries, please ask in the comment section or email me. My email ID is easilycodewithme@gmail.com. Thank you so much.